freehold and leasehold estates. Question 1. An exam scenario presents equipment installed by a commercial tenant for use in the tenant's business. Which answer is most accurate? Option A, lot and block system. Option B, tenancy at sufferance. Option C, trade fixture. Option D, remainder interest. The correct answer is option C, trade fixture. Removal must occur without substantial damage, and the tenant may have to repair any injury caused by removal. Leaving the equipment after the permitted removal period can result in ownership passing to the landlord. Business equipment installed by a tenant is usually removable before the lease ends. Question 2. A licensee preparing for a lease negotiation must recognize the collection of legal powers associated with real property ownership. Which concept does this describe? Option A, estate for years. Option B, literal rights. Option C, planned unit development. Option D, bundle of rights. The correct answer is option D, bundle of rights. A person may transfer or limit one right while retaining the others. These rights include possession, control, exclusion, enjoyment, and disposition. Ownership is commonly analyzed as separate rights rather than one indivisible privilege. Question 3. Which answer correctly classifies a situation involving a 6-mile-square survey unit containing 30-6 sections under the rectangular survey system in the per-listing meeting described? Option A, township. Option B, air rights. Option C, remainder interest. Option D, condominium ownership. The correct answer is option A, township. The survey grid units are located by their positions north or south of a baseline and east or west of a principal meridian. The survey grid unit covers 30-6 square miles before adjustments for irregularities. Section numbers within the grid follow a standard back minus and minus fourth pattern.
Stressed about your property and casualty? We can take property and casualty for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 4. At a title examination in Laurel, Rena explains the rights associated with minerals and resources below the land surface. Which real estate principle is involved? Option A, estate for years. Option B, subsurface rights. Option C, township. Option D, periodic tenancy. The correct answer is option B, subsurface rights. A surface owner may not own every mineral interest affecting the parcel. These interests can be separated from surface ownership by sale, lease, or reservation. Title review should identify severed mineral rights and access provisions. Question 5. A transaction file for a vacant parcel raises an issue involving the identified location from which a meets minus and minus bounds boundary description starts and ends. Which answer best resolves the classification? Option A, severolte ownership. Option B, tenancy at sufferance. Option C, point of beginning. Option D, periodic tenancy. The correct answer is option C, point of beginning. A boundary description must connect its final call back to its starting location. Failure to close can signal an error or ambiguity in the legal description. The starting reference should be identifiable on the ground or through reliable survey information. Question 6. Which concept should an associate broker apply to facts involving a legal description using directions, distances, monuments, and a point of beginning? Option A, fixture. Option B, periodic tenancy. Option C, air rights. Option D, meets and bounds. The correct answer is option D, meets and bounds. Natural or artificial monuments may help identify corners and boundary lines. The description traces the parcel boundary through a sequence of calls. A valid description returns to the starting point to close the tract. Question 7. Kara is studying a rule concerning a leasehold with a definite beginning and ending date. Which term should be chosen? Option A, estate for years. Option B, trade fixture. Option C, tenancy at will. Option D, literal rights. The correct answer is option A, estate for years. No notice is normally required because the parties know the exact duration at formation. The name refers to certainty of term and can describe a period shorter than 1 year. This tenancy ends automatically on the stated expiration date. Question 8. When a waterfront parcel transaction involves a future interest retained by the grantor after conveying a lesser estate, which answer identifies the controlling concept? Option A, lot and block system. Option B, reversion interest. Option C, bundle of rights. Option D, riparian rights. The correct answer is option B, reversion interest. This differs from a remainder, which is created in someone other than the grantor. No new deed is required for the interest to return according to the original conveyance. The grantor keeps the right to regain possession when the temporary estate ends.
Are you looking for property and casualty actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access property and casualty study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get property and casualty answer key today.
Question 9. A practice question describes a possessory arrangement with no fixed ending date that may be terminated by either party. Which response is best? Option A, section. Option B, meets and bounds. Option C, tenancy at will. Option D, estate for years. The correct answer is option C, tenancy at will. The arrangement continues only while both landlord and tenant consent. Applicable law or the agreement determines the notice needed to end possession. It lacks the definite expiration found in a term tenancy. Question 10. During a contract revision, which principle is illustrated by an item once movable that has become attached with the intent that it remain? Option A, tenancy in common. Option B, section. Option C, estate for years. Option D, fixture. The correct answer is option D, fixture. Once classified this way, the item ordinarily transfers with the property unless the contract provides otherwise. Attachment, adaptation, intent, and agreement help determine whether an installed item becomes part of the real estate. Disputes are reduced when the sales contract identifies included and excluded items. Question 11. Which answer states the concept associated with a legal description referencing a recorded subdivision plat? Option A, lot and block system. Option B, bundle of rights. Option C, tenancy by the entirety. Option D, government survey system. The correct answer is option A, lot and block system. The parcel is identified by lot number, block designation, subdivision name, and recording information. This method is common in plat urban and suburban developments. The recorded map provides the dimensions and relationship of the parcel to surrounding lots and streets. Question 12. An investor handling a subdivision lot in Gaithersburg must identify a form of co-ownership available to married spouses with survivorship protection. Which choice is correct? Option A, periodic tenancy. Option B, tenancy by the entirety. Option C, township. Option D, planned unit development. The correct answer is option B, tenancy by the entirety. Divorce commonly converts the ownership into another concurrent form. The spouses are treated as one ownership unit for the property interest. One spouse generally cannot convey the property alone or unilaterally destroy the other spouse's survivorship right. Question 13. During an offer review for a small apartment building in Bowie, Talia needs to identify the rule described as ownership of shares in a corporation coupled with a proprietary lease to occupy a unit. Which answer applies? Option A, periodic tenancy. Option B, remainder interest. Option C, cooperative ownership. Option D, trade fixture. The correct answer is option C, cooperative ownership. Occupancy rights come from a lease connected to the shareholder status. Transfers and financing may require approval under the cooperative documents. The resident owns an interest in the entity that owns the entire building. Question 14. A landlord is reviewing a rental home in Rockville. Which term describes title held by one person or one legal entity? Option A, lot and block system. Option B, fixture. Option C, planned unit development. Option D, Severolte ownership. The correct answer is option D, Severolte ownership. The term describes the title arrangement rather than the physical number of people involved in the entity. A corporation or limited liability company can hold title in this form even though it has multiple stakeholders. The owner holds the complete ownership interest without concurrent co-owners. Question 15. At a per-listing meeting, a Maryland exam candidate encounters the following description: land together with permanently attached improvements and associated legal rights. Which concept is being tested? Option A, real property. Option B, periodic tenancy. Option C, tenancy at sufferance. Option D, bundle of rights. The correct answer is option A, real property. Land and items permanently attached to it are treated as immovable property. The ownership interest also includes legally recognized rights such as possession, control, exclusion, enjoyment, and disposition. Movable belongings are classified separately unless they become fixtures. Question 16. Malik is assisting with a cooperative unit transaction in Westminster. Which principle applies when the facts involve a development arrangement combining individually owned property with shared facilities or common areas? Option A, joint tenancy. Option B, planned unit development. Option C, tenancy in common. Option D, fee simple absolute. The correct answer is option B, planned unit development. Recorded declarations and rules control common expenses and use restrictions. Owners usually hold title to their lots or units and share responsibilities through an association. The design may mix housing types and uses under an approved development plan. Question 17. Which answer most accurately identifies a leasehold that renews for successive periods until proper notice is given in a real estate transaction? Option A, planned unit development. Option B, riparian rights. Option C, periodic tenancy. Option D, tenancy at will. The correct answer is option C, periodic tenancy. The tenancy continues from period to period instead of ending on a fixed date. Termination requires notice that complies with the lease and applicable law. Rent is commonly paid monthly, but another recurring interval may be used. Question 18. A question arising during inspection period concerns a land description method based on principal meridians, baselines, townships, ranges, and sections. Which choice gives the best classification? Option A, trade fixture. Option B, periodic tenancy. Option C, literal rights. Option D, government survey system. The correct answer is option D, government survey system. Descriptions identify increasingly smaller portions of a section. The system divides land into a grid of townships and sections. A standard township contains 30-6 sections, although irregularities can occur.
Stressed about your property and casualty? We can take property and casualty for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 19. While analyzing a townhouse, FARA must apply the concept involving water-related rights of owners whose land borders a flowing body of water. Which answer should be selected? Option A, riparian rights. Option B, point of beginning. Option C, life estate. Option D, planned unit development. The correct answer is option A, riparian rights. Boundaries and access can change as the watercourse changes gradually. State law determines the exact scope of use and ownership. The owner may have reasonable use of the water subject to public rights and the rights of other owners. Question 20. Which real estate term is defined by co-ownership characterized by a right of survivorship and traditionally equal unified interests? Option A, planned unit development. Option B, joint tenancy. Option C, literal rights. Option D, government survey system. The correct answer is option B, joint tenancy. A transfer by one owner can sever the survivorship feature as to that share. The required unities must exist when the ownership form is created. When one owner dies, that share passes automatically to the surviving joint owner or owners. Question 21. In a transaction involving a single-family home, which rule controls when there is the broadest private ownership interest of potentially unlimited duration? Option A, township. Option B, reversion interest. Option C, fee simple absolute. Option D, severalty ownership. The correct answer is option C, fee simple absolute. This estate provides the greatest collection of ownership rights recognized in private property. It may be sold, gifted, devised, or inherited and is not limited by a stated ending event. Government powers and private encumbrances can still restrict its use. Question 22. A closing agent asks about co-ownership in which each owner has an undivided interest without a required right of survivorship. Which answer provides the legally accurate concept? Option A, tenancy at sufferance. Option B, personal property. Option C, fixture. Option D, tenancy in common. The correct answer is option D, tenancy in common. An owner may transfer that individual share without the consent of the other owners, subject to existing agreements. Co-owners may hold unequal shares while each retains the right to possess the whole property. At death, the interest passes through the owner's estate rather than automatically to the other co-owners. Question 23. Leah encounters water-related rights of owners whose land borders a lake, sea, or ocean during a financing review. Which principle should guide the analysis? Option A, literal rights. Option B, planned unit development. Option C, personal property. Option D, life estate. The correct answer is option A, literal rights. These rights concern use and enjoyment along a non-flowing or tidal body of water. The classification depends on the type of water adjoining the property. Public access rules, environmental regulation, and changing shorelines can limit the owner's control. Question 24. Which choice best matches the description individual ownership of a unit combined with an undivided interest in common elements? Option A, fixture. Option B, condominium ownership. Option C, tenancy by the entirety. Option D, estate for years. The correct answer is option B, condominium ownership. Financing and transfer generally involve the individual unit rather than shares in a corporation. The unit owner receives title to a defined space and shares ownership of common areas. Association documents govern maintenance, assessments, and use restrictions. Question 25. During review of a historic residence in Frederick, the parties discuss the legal ability to use or control space above a parcel. Which term applies? Option A, severalty ownership. Option B, estate for years. Option C, air rights. Option D, planned unit development. The correct answer is option C, air rights. Development above rail lines, roads, or existing structures often depends on this interest. Zoning and safety regulations still control what may be built. These rights may be sold, leased, or limited separately from surface ownership when law permits.